Okay, hello and welcome to Beats, Rhymes and Life podcast. I'm Shakira.
I'm Ash.
The one and only Riz.
And we're Gabbyless again today. And I miss her. But yeah, love Gabs. But we have a guest today.
Rigga Romez. Riggs. There.
Obviously, last episode, Ash and I played a couple of his tunes, and I did say that we were going to have him on at some point. So he's here, and we're going to grill him a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
We're going to grill him a little bit. But other than that, somebody take over because I have no idea what we're talking about.
There's a lot.
Everyone been, first of all? Just a little...
All good. I kind of want to get into this one.
Do you want to get straight in?
Yeah, there's a lot
Ash
to
wants to
talk
dive
about.
in.
Yeah.
Ash wants to deep dive.
No small talk, man.
No small talk.
No small talk. Let's get
I haven't
rolling.
spoken to you guys all week and you don't even care.
That's
how
only
I've
because
been.
you're shit with your phone.
Okay, alright. No shots.
Those
alright.
early shots.
Ash, man.
Next.
Ash is never on friendly fire.
This is going to be a terrible episode.
The semi-automatic already.
He's actually always willing and ready to get at me.
No, I'm tired, so I've got to push myself a bit today.
We're
Give
all
myself
tired.
a bit of energy.
Oh, me too. Where's my Luco, actually?
I don't remember you bringing it out the car.
I did. Oh, I'm sitting on it. There we go.
So yeah, a lot's been taking place this week. First of all, we have the Grammys. Nominations have been listed. So obviously the Grammys will be taking place on January the 28th.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys feel about the Grammys in general? I'll start with our guest, seeing as that you're an artist. One day maybe you aspire to, get a Grammy nomination, or maybe not.
It's the thing where if it comes, it comes. It's not really something to chase after though, cause who's picking the Grammys and all that, that's not even really who I'm trying to touch. I don't even know who I'm trying to touch, but
It's not them.
I doubt it. I doubt it very much. You know?
The Grammys is one of those things for me personally that we have the same conversation every year we see the nominations. It's like there's always that discourse of how is the process really,
Like Macklemore winning a Grammy over Kendrick, for example.
There's always some type of fallout in regards to who should have won or who's not been nominated. But this year, to be honest with you,
I haven't seen the nominations.
from a real nigga perspective,
Well,
just looking through,
no offense, no white people were nominated for Album of the Year this
which
time
is
around.
the first time that
Ever in Grammy
white
history.
male artist has not been nominated for Album of the Year. So the Album of the Year nominees are Childish Gambino, Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar, Bruno Mars and Lord, who...
That's album of the year.
Yeah, so that's like the
Say
most...
that again.
It's a lot of rapping there.
Yeah, exactly. So Childish
No trend
Gambino...
though.
Well, Q-Tip kicked off about that. He went on
we'll
an
get into
Instagram
that
rant.
in a minute.
Yeah.
Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar, Lord and Bruno Mars. So that's a quite, how would we say, urban... Because for me, although Bruno Mars is technically like a crossover pop artist,
He's pop.
Black music.
the music on the album isn't really like...
It's the album Bobby Brown should have made after
Bruno
Don't
Mars
Be
is a
Cool.
black music specialist. When you listen to every one of his albums that's come out, check the singles and that. He goes for a different era.
Yeah. No, I like
Black
his stuff.
music pinpoints it. This
I
is the
think
funk
this-
era. You get
I
think-
think this album is probably one of the better albums that has come out in the last...
So I'm saying it sounds like, apart from maybe like one song, it sounds like a late 80s R&B album. It's
I
got
dig
that
it.
kind of sound.
I
And
dig
what I like
Bruno
about
for
it,
that though. I dig him.
the production team is literally him and two other dudes that's in his band, and they do everything. Like all of his stuff since he's come out, they've done it all. So that's why I rate it even more, because they did the super pop stuff. They went a bit more R&B. They did a bit more gritty, and then this one was a bit more like a little bit more funky and a little bit more soulful as well.
Band. I even look at Bruno Mars as a band. Kind of like Sade is kind of a... Sade is a band.
she's
Yeah,
a band,
yeah.
I look at him like that. Like even when he's performing, his band is as much of a thing as...
Yeah.
Well, that's it. That's part of his production crew. They're all the band. Like, so everything they do together, I just think is nuts. Like, I have to admit, I slightly gutted when I missed that one with him and Anderson .Paak.
Oh.
Like, I would go and see Bruno Mars.
About that, didn't I?
Yeah,
I was so sad. The fact that there was a ticket right there and I just wasn't well, it was just really hurting my feelings. Like, I actually couldn't. I was so sick. I was like, no, I'm gonna go see. I'm gonna go.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the album of the year list, and I'm very, very disappointed that SZA has not got.
SZA is in
the
best new artist, and no, there's another one as well. It's like alternative R&B or urban contemporary. Some next made up name.
Okay.
For me,
for like neo soul, basically that kind of vibe. Even though that's not her music.
If you're not really talking, like, it should have been in the list, innit, of album of the year for me personally.
It was definitely. It was.
The album was dope.
Yeah, and it's still in rotation. Like, it's still heavily in everyone's. Well, not everyone, but most people's rotation. So it's still. I agree. It should have got a nomination. I agree.
Other than that, I'm not really angry at anything that's here. Like,
I'm actually surprised at that list, to be honest.
Jay-Z was always going to get nominated because obviously
100%.
he's getting some Lifetime Achievement Award, which is also being given out at the Grammys. Kendrick, you can't deny that he is actually... He's not just a rap star anymore. He's made the transition, innit? So,
yeah.
As Romez was saying... Tribe and notably Q-Tip had a little rant.
Q-Tip was hot. That's what he said. He was like, fuck y'all Grammy niggas, man. He went off. So basically in the first video he was talking about Ninth, because obviously Ninth Wonder's on the voting committee now, and Ninth Wonder's artist Rhapsody was nominated for 2 Grammys.
Okay.
So he's like, okay, so we came and closed out the Grammy show last year, and this was the last Tribe album ever, and you're telling me we can't get a nomination?
Yeah, they should.
And he's like, what happened, Knife? What happened? So he's kicking off, and then he cools down a little bit more. There's 3 Instagram videos, and then he says, like, nah, it's cool with Knife, it's not that. But he's saying in general, like, fuck the Grammys, innit? He was like, you know, Bob Marley never got a Grammy, Marvin only got 1. He was like, fuck all y'all. He probably kicked off.
He's right.
Even Tribe deserved the nomination, 100%.
But then it's like, what are the Grammys though? What do they stand for? Like, do they stand for us? Do they stand for our culture? Do they stand for our music?
This goes into a next point that I was going to make off the back.
He's right. Fuck him.
Grammy conversation. For years, the Grammys have been getting it wrong.
Yep.
Consistently.
By miles.
Wrong by our standards though, but not necessarily wrong by their standards.
But
so it's
what are their standards
the
though?
Process in regards to how, like Ash said, once you've won a Grammy, I think you can become a panelist.
Something along those lines.
So
once you've been nominated,
you can then become a member of the Grammy board, which obviously is a number of other artists. So there's a lot of political stuff behind the scenes.
I feel like they've got 2 things. I feel like it's like the actual voting board of however many people, like 10 or 20 people or whatever, and then there's the voting committee underneath. So I guess they might make the nominations and then they would vote. It's something along those lines. Like, don't quote me on that.
But in terms of prestige, obviously the Grammys is like the music's version of Oscars, isn't it? So it is one of those things. Everyone remembers when Lauryn Hill won all of those Grammys. Everybody remembers when Alicia Keys won all of the. Like, it's like the icing on top of the cake, if you know what I mean. In terms of, as an artist, once you've made it to a certain level, to be recognised by the Grammys is like the icing on the cake, if you know what I mean.
I hear that, but it's like we give it the importance, isn't it? It's nothing really.
Personally, about award shows in general, I think they are the most pointless thing ever. Like, I don't fuck with award shows. Like, there's times when, you know, you've got TiVo at home, and my brother would record all of these, like, I'm like, to sit down and watch an award ceremony to me is like the most pointless thing ever.
They have to have them to create that prestige, to separate. It's like separating the rich from the poor. You have to have a level where you say, all right, only certain, it's exclusive to get up there. Yeah. And when you've got up there, you're on a certain level, you made it, and they need that.
And then also, I guess it's helpful when
that's how they validate people.
To labels and to artists as well. Then it's like,
it's like Ashanti said, once you've won a Grammy, your price goes up. And
and even, do you know what, even being Grammy nominated, like, it's mad. So if you're a project that you have 1 song on, or you've got 1 writing credit on, has been nominated, therefore you become Grammy nominated. So there's like a few producers that are out there, like a lot of Ninth's crew, Jamla, like Nuts has been Grammy nominated for years. A couple of the other producers in that camp that have only done stuff for them in the past few years, they're now all Grammy nominated because Rhapsody got nominated. So I mean, like it's good. It's very good that they're getting more out there, but it is a bit weird that it's like, oh, okay, like you did one track on this and now therefore you deserve a Grammy.
Another award ceremony that took place this week at the MOBOs.
Didn't watch it, didn't pay attention.
I didn't even know that it happened.
Yeah.
I actually didn't know it happened.
It was on at like 11 o'clock at night in the week.
It's getting worse and worse progressively.
I didn't catch the whole show. I caught some of the end of it and all that.
How did you feel
performance
about the
Cardi performed
show, production wise and stuff like that? Underwhelmed?
Kind of, but you know what it is? It's kind of bad, but I kind of got low expectations for MOBOs now anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, I have to say now because it wasn't always like that.
It wasn't. It's getting worse.
I've had low expectations for the MOBOs for at least 10 years. The last time I enjoyed the MOBOs was when Damage did Get a Romance with Iceberg Slim. That was the last time I enjoyed
was that
after Rhythm Myth?
I think it was the same one or just after. But it was,
and then the Diddy. That was late 90s though.
That was the last time I enjoyed it. No, it was good. It was really good.
Used to be great.
They've had some good years. Like even a couple years back, I can't remember what year, but one of them was alright. Like the technical difficulties and all that.
That's the thing.
They could kind of get through that because other award shows have that, and they just iron it out before you even see it. They're MTV. They've got that machine to just. You're not going to see the fuck ups there.
You're not seeing anything. They're on the ball with that.
MOBOs, when they started trying to chase these other demographics and all that, that's when it kind of.
That's the problem.
That's when it kind of went downhill.
Like even Grime Daily, they've done the Rated Awards. They've done that 2 years in a row now, and the only criticism of them is that you need more fans and not so many industry people. They actually because everyone's standing still or just trying to be too cool when people are performing.
They need
personally
fans in the audience.
I like for award shows is that you get to see certain artists perform. So even now, the Soul Train Awards was last week or the week before. So I just went through and I watched all the performances. I don't care about the rest of the show. Even with the BET Awards.
That is what is great
that's
about
what it's there
award
for,
shows for me anyway.
Because I think last year, when Teddy Riley did his whole medley performance and he was on stage for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that. So that's what I live for the award shows. But the rest of it, it's just like, well, it's cool. If so-and-so deserved an award, like, yeah, cool. But it's the committees and stuff behind it. It's all the politics, isn't it?
Do you know what it is for me with the MOBOs in terms of, like you said, for so long we didn't really have a scene here. And we spent you'd see mostly American artists being honoured. Now we have a scene here. I think it's something that we collectively should get behind, whether it's the Rated Awards, whether it's the MOBOs. Like we have a number of artists that are doing amazing things in it. So we have a scene that we can kind of champion the artists and obviously make them feel like they are, like you said, an award show is just like cool, innit? You've been validated or recognised by whether it be your peers or fans, innit?
I think they just need that prestige in the MOBOs. Like they need to make it prestigious. Like even I'm hearing people
turning up.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. That's the thing, because they don't look at it. It's been more catered towards Americans from the get go, and then slowly, bit by bit, as I guess we've rated ourselves more, because people who have always made music, it's always been there, but it's just hasn't been probably as popular as it is now. In terms of UK rap, you have a lot of people in other countries actually fully interested. Like apart from Grime had their whole thing where they'd been going Europe and America for time. Like that's always been happening. But in terms of UK rappers or singers, especially in this kind of sound now, it wasn't.
People are starting to take notice, but.
So anyway, does anyone know who won? Let me see if I can find a quick list.
Who won what? MOBOs?
Yeah, who won what? I know Stormzy.
Stormzy won a bag of awards.
Yeah, so I saw Stormzy win one.
Well,
it's expected.
Storms.
No, I'm not mad at that.
It's Storms. He deserves them. Give him all the awards.
The winner of Best Newcomer was Dave. He's had a decent year.
He's had a good year, but I still think Dave in general, I think there's like a massive hype train behind him. I think he's good.
Do you know what's...
for how he sounds at his age, he's very very clear when he spits. That's something that's on Twitter, and important.
People completely misunderstood my point. My point is, don't overhype him at this stage. Give him the push. But people were saying stuff like, oh, Letter to My Ex is on the same level as Nas and this person and that person, and I was like,
I saw a direct comparison of that.
What does that even mean? He as in that is going down as one of the greatest rap tunes ever. I was like, have you heard rap? Like, I'm sorry, like,
for the last
you can only say that if that's the first rap tune you've ever heard.
Like, a lot of people haven't heard a lot of stuff that we take for granted how much rap we've actually taken in. That's what I've come to realise. Like a lot of people ain't got that.
So when I said,
and they ain't heard a lot of times people ain't even heard people rapping coherently, like lyrics, and so when they hear it for the first time, they're like, rah. That's like, it's the best thing ever. Like, not specifically about Dave, but
in general, yeah.
For me, I think that he has a lot of promise. I think that he shows signs of being an amazing artist. Like, I can see it. But he's got work to do, obviously. Like,
he's got plenty of time.
You can't say that he's a great now. He's a young boy, and to start off at this stage.
Yeah, I was saying he's come out of the gate well. To start off at this stage, so
then that's sick.
Good, but
he's a talented youth, man.
Absolutely.
Well, this is what we do. British in general,
whether it's music, sports, anything, just hype it up.
It's so. But see, when you do stuff like that, it's like you ruin them. Like you ruin them.
It's because the expectation, even if no matter how dope they are, the expectation people put in them, you might never live up to it.
Yeah, that's true.
You might never live up to it. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, I like Dave. He's a talented guy.
Something else that popped up this week that
smile is.
Here we go.
What's
coming next?
What?
Mace versus.
Hey.
Murder Mase was back.
We literally said in the last episode, why does Cam keep mentioning it? Why won't he stop? And now look, Mace is. Listen,
you know what it is for me, yeah. In terms of, I have two like.
I was so gassed. It was like coming back to Arsenal, man.
I had two sides to me because obviously, like those that know me well, like know how highly I rate Mase, and then you have those people that rate Cam. And I rate Cam, I love Cam. However, if we're talking sheer rap ability, yeah, I have my question marks over Cam, innit? In terms of, I love Cam's music, but he isn't the best lyricist.
Rap ability or rap output?
There's always...
The output's going to be arguable because Mase didn't do much.
Mase didn't stick around for long.
Yeah,
and
that's the problem.
The album wasn't really all that anyway. So... I'm one of those people that has gone back and listened to Children of the Corn tapes and like any freestyles that have been floating around. And Mase for me, like, is always and has been always just a little bit better than Cam. So everyone that's surprised by the fact that Mase
can still do it 20 years later.
Still rap.
Yeah.
The fact that he came, I think it was just, it was a shock that he came back and did it.
He's done it a few times now, though.
But do you know what I think it is?
Really check it. Like, he does it every now and again. Someone will draw him out and will drop a 60 and people.
But let's be honest.
But do you know what though? The other stuff he's done though hasn't been as good as this. So when he did the whole G Unit thing and he did the whole tape, I can't remember. It was like the Crucified 4 or some shit like that. That didn't sound as good as he sounds now. So it's like, and plus I think that was too fresh from the whole Pastor back to Murder Mase thing. Where it's like, I think we're so used now.
Transition a little bit.
I think we're so used now in 2017 to so much contradiction from all of our artists that it was like people are like, oh yeah, but he's a pastor and he's saying this. It's like, I don't care no more. The track's hard, isn't it?
Like, honestly, who cares?
Yeah. I had like, obviously Cam had an interview with Charlemagne and Angela Lee, and although what Cam said in the interview was very poignant in terms of he highlighted what was fact and what was potentially not true, I just think that a lot of what we champion culturally is down to relationships. Like Charlemagne has clearly had an issue with Mase and has spoken openly about his issue.
He was fully up Cam in that interview.
And the interview was reflective of that bias. And it's like, as a radio personality, you're meant to be objective, innit? You're not meant to literally sit there and like lick man's bum for a whole.
Well, everyone's always had that kind of with Cam because he's just got that.
I think he's because he's got a movement. Like.
Yeah, and Cam's a cultural hero.
Yeah,
he is.
Like, Cam's like a that you've had them throughout the time. Like at one time it was that LL, like he was like the poster boy, rapper.
See, my issue with
Cam for a long time was that poster
that
boy.
whole Rockefeller era, especially.
See my issue with this. Aside from the fact that Cam's track was mixed down poorly, that's no surprise to me. He's not been getting proper mixes on his shit for the last 10 years. But generally speaking, if we're gonna look at it as track for track, in terms of, I'm not from Harlem. I've been to Harlem. Like, it's a small community in it, in terms of everyone knows everyone. So certain things being mentioned, it's like, all right, cool, innit? We're gonna use your popularity to discount someone else's credibility. That's fine. We're used to that. We're used to that narrative. Like Mase said, for the last 20 years, like
Cam's been telling his side.
Yeah.
So by this point, there's nothing that we haven't kind of heard, or there's no slander that Cam can actually throw.
I'm sure there's more stories, but
they've known each other for way too long.
That's why I think. That's why even when I first heard the thing, I even said to my origin that Cam can't win. If you just start beef from that track, Cam can't win against that. Like, there's no win.
I'm agreeing with you in terms of track for track.
I don't think he can.
He can't.
The thing is, it depends on what you mean by win, because
if Mase keeps that same energy,
he could win by popularity, which is what seems to happen at this point.
But I think he's won that battle already.
Yeah,
that's been won for years.
Yeah, that battle
on that side.
Won.
Yeah, that's
in terms of the rap.
My issue is, if we're talking straight rap.
Not that
Cam can't get busy, yeah. But if we're talking sheer rap, yeah, like Mase washed him in this instance.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So at this point, it's like, all right, cool. I don't particularly feel that two people that have known each other for that long, or
should even be beefing.
They've been enemies longer than they were friends, innit?
Yeah,
that's fine. But in terms of, as long as it doesn't spill over into anything extra.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it will, because Cam's saying, like, that's not going to happen. He's like, I ain't got time for that. He goes, if you wanted a one-on-one, we could do a one-on-one. But other than that, he goes, I'm not going to send anyone to get him or get his peoples and all that. I think as much as they say about, now, obviously we know that shit happened before. But I think there's no point now. Like, my thing is, for Mase, for him to do this now, like, it was a love-hate thing, because it was like, okay, like, sick, you did it, and you went in, and I can actually sit there and say, yeah, in 2017 Mase bodied Cam on a diss track. Like, who would have thought you'd ever hear that?
Do you know how monumental that is?
Exactly, but then the other side of it is like, you could have done this shit 15 years ago and still had a career. Like,
he didn't want to.
You know, I think it was, you know, when it's like you got two friends that grew up together, and someone's telling you, yeah, my man could knock you out.
You don't want to have
but someone's telling you this for years. Someone's telling you this for years, but you're thinking in your head, no, but we used to fight back in the day, and I used to knock him out certain time, you know. And people are just saying you this for years. Eventually, this is what I think just happened. I don't know what his excuse for it is. I think eventually he just had enough.
He said it was the line on the programme. Better than you. He said when he was talking, it was the Pop Lottie line. He said that obviously when Mase left Harlem, Cam slightly stepped into it in the Breakfast Club interview, but he said, like, a lot of stuff went on, like, a lot of people died, there was a lot of shootings and stabbings and whatnot, and then that's what
Mase ran back to Florida.
Yeah, and that's what they said. Mase ran off to Atlanta. Basically, one of their peoples that died, a guy called Pop Lottie, Mase said that Cam and them tried to pay off his mum to talk bad about him in the media, and when Cam was talking about the same dude and his mum on the first track on the programme, Mase was like, that's what threw me over the edge. So he goes, you know what, say what you want about me, etc., but when you're trying to get our boy's mum to talk bad about me, like, he goes, that's it. And then he said
the physical violence.
The physical bit. So basically, in the track, Cam told a story about how he went uptown to go and save Mase because he was in this girl's house. And then after Mase tried to give him 100, and he was like, oh yeah, no, you know, forget that before I kill you. Like, so Mase is like, okay, so you're talking bodily harm now. He was like, no. He goes, I just had to spank him one time.
Right. As story has it, yeah, like, let's, as a timeline, yeah. Like,
go on.
Technically, like, Mase, he didn't son Cam, but he big broed him. Like, you know, when you've got, like, technically they're the same. Like, Mase is a little bit older than Cam, but in terms of career trajectories, Mase got signed. Kind of brought them in, and Mase went down a different route than what Cam was.
Although Cam's route was affected by Big Passing though. He was supposed to sign to Big Pass and then unsigned him, and then he was in that shit deal.
Sony.
Writing for people.
Yeah.
With Cam and Mase,
because he wrote Crush on You, innit? And a couple other shit.
I think he wrote a lot of Kim and Little C's.
Like
a lot.
So where Cam went fully like shiny suit, and then obviously Cam didn't have that push from the label and stuff. It's you can look at it from an element of, although Cam eventually did kind of get his
just dues, I guess. Yeah.
It's like, I think a lot of it boils down to like, you wanted to charge me to appear in a video. Yeah,
he tried to charge him 50k to be in the horse and carriage video.
So a lot of it is like,
you know why that's
mad?
Because it's a continuation from the video before when it was both in it running around
357. Yeah.
So the next video starts to be continued and Mase ain't there. Like this.
That's where I think that like I get it. In terms of from a human standpoint, like we're supposed to be brothers, like but Nori had a similar scenario.
Cam said one thing that he goes. The one thing I will say is that he goes. That was, remember, Mase was out young. Mase was 18, 19 in the bad way era.
So he was like $1 million, like fresh
he was
out
like
the gate, like.
He was like at that age, and you got all that money. He goes, it's gonna fuck your head up. And to this day, he says, I get
understands.
It. Like, you're not gonna be normal.
But what my question in regards to that, to counter that point, is like, you saw a similar scenario. I think it was with Nori and Envy, where Envy basically had some type of feelings towards Nori
because Envy's a bitch. That's why. All right, man.
Cool. We already know that. But in terms of how the record industry back then was, like, a lot of it was done through label budget. So your expenses, you're going to need to account for, like, your label's giving you a certain budget in it, so you need to recuperate some of that money. So I'll come to your video. I'm not physically charging you 50k. The record label is charging you 50k for me. Yeah. So I'll come to you. You'll charge 50k, but it's something that obviously within that industry circles, it's the protocol in terms of how you go about it. I'm not getting that 50k. That's just business.
It's enough time you don't have to do that though.
You could just come and show love, innit?
Yeah.
But in terms of
what Mase is just Mase at that time. Mase is Mase.
Who is Mase signed to?
Mase was just Mase at that time.
Who is Mase signed to though?
Carriage. He would have been on Bad Boy on Horse and Carriage.
What's Diddy?
Yeah, what's Diddy? Yeah.
What's Diddy?
All you need to be in the video is clearance. You don't have to charge. What you need is clearance. It's that clearance.
It's a two-way street.
Well, there's only 2 points I'd say on that though. One is that
Mase is Mase at the time. He knows his worth.
Mase only got cleared to do features with other artists about 5 years ago when he got Diddy to sign that paperwork online.
So there's
and then knowing how Diddy is in general, the fact that he kept the Lux's publishing for like 10 years.
But I do think that Mase was gassed though.
100%.
I think he was just gassed. I think he was gassed.
If I was Mase, I'd be gassed.
You want me to show up?
I'll come to Mariah.
I don't get out of bed for less than. Do you know what I mean?
You gotta look at it like this. Like, he was making songs with Mariah Carey. He was making songs with Brandy. He was making songs for Rugrats. He was doing a lot of stuff at the time. So it's like, alright, cool, innit? Like, I'll show the little homie. Like, I jumped on the tune.
What was his line? Was it first rap cut with an R&B budget?
Yeah. But that's the thing. Say if we're brethrens and in real life, I'm the big homie. But in the record industry life, you're saying I'm watching the big homie's video. It's not gonna wash. You get me? So that's where you see the discrepancies come up with people that know each other for real. You get me? Cause it's like in real life, if on the road.
Yeah, I'm patterning, I'm saving your life. I'm having time.
But then when you get in his room with these other people now, it's a different thing. The friction's gonna come. You get me?
Like I said, it's just interesting.
That's what happens with. That's why groups don't stay together.
Yeah. There's a lot of that.
That's why groups don't stay together because they know each other differently. Like they got different relationships.
Well, that was even Trab. That was all Q-Tip and Fife. And like, I've heard a lot of personal stories of them because my auntie used to be a promoter and she used to promote and do events with like Slum Village and Tribe and Farside and all that. And it was like, literally, they were both pricks for like 12 years. That was the exact response I got about them. They were being children, and they only turned it around when Fife first started getting ill because he had diabetes. And then obviously he
wake up, innit?
Yeah, he started sorting his life out and whatever, and then they got back on track. But it's hard work. A lot of groups do not last because of that shit. Shit, even Mob, man. What was it? Did Havoc call Prodigy gay, or did Prodigy call him gay? I can't remember.
And then it'll be cool again. It's the same thing with that. Look how much times Cam and Mase dissed each other, and then you see pictures of them they're playing basketball the next week. We're cool, but it's like when you know someone for that deep, it's like even sometimes the beef ain't even beef. It's just
that's what they said as well.
I think this is. Mase he got tired of man saying Cam's better than him. Yeah. Just thought, fuck it, I'm gonna touch him up one time. Like, what can he say back to him? He's already said everything. Like, his clip's empty.
That's what it is. He actually has nothing else that he can say. Like,
the only way he could come back is just rapping. Like, just but it'd have to be
Cam's too late. Cam's too lazy to do that now.
Yeah, because he don't care.
He's too lazy to do that. He's
not interested.
And when you got that fire in your belly to prove yourself, that's when you rap. That's why Mase is rapping like that.
Yeah.
Cam ain't prove a point. At all. Cam said about 10 years ago, I'm only rapping because I'm nice. Like, I ain't got nothing to prove no more. You get me?
Cam was open. He was like, I don't care if people are talking about me. He goes, as long as you don't say I'm a paedophile, a snitch, or a rapist, you can say what you want about me because my name's in your mouth. And that's what he's on. Even when on the interview he was talking about, he goes, the first thing I did when I found out there was a diss track was I called up all my partners and found out how much money I could get for a response. He was like, I was always going to do it for free, but he's saying off the back of all of these little incidences and he's gone live, he's got deals. So he's got placement deals for Pepsi, like when he went on Instagram Live one time, he's got a placement deal for somebody else. So he's making grands and grands and grands all these opportunities. So he's like, I don't care, innit? Like, I'm a hustler, I'm going to make money, so I'll just make what it is, like, out of any situation.
Cam said it a long time ago. When I first heard him say that, I was like, I thought that for like the last 6 months, I could hear it.
The way he's moving.
I could hear it from that. He was like, from.
But you can actually tell that he does not give a fuck.
No, but you know the difference with Cam? When you hear him spitting in person, or he's doing a freestyle,
you can tell that's
he'll have the enthusiasm and his whole demeanour, his bars sound totally different. But when he gets in studio, you can tell it's just
it's whatever.
Going through the motions.
Yeah, because last night he went live at his concert
in Denver.
And it looked good. Like,
in studio, it's just
I'm not gonna lie, I'm still a bit tight in the chest when it comes to Cam, man.
Because you can't see him perform in the UK.
Do you know what it is? I've tried twice now, innit? And man's just had me out.
Been locked off both times.
Yeah, man.
The UK is not for him.
But someone like Cam not to perform here is nuts. Like, it's actually crazy.
Well, tell that to their manager or whoever it was that took the money from them, innit?
That's a whole nother scenario still. Projects this week. Has anyone listened to anything that was worth mentioning?
I listened to Miguel.
I haven't listened to it yet.
I listened to Miguel.
What's your thoughts?
I like it.
Not in a rude way. It was the bottom of my list just with the albums and songs I was going through. Go on.
No, I like it, man. I like it. He didn't disappoint me.
Is it better than the last project?
In my opinion, yes.
But
I didn't like the last project.
I didn't like the last project.
But I like it. There's a good 4 or 5 tracks that, like, none of it is bad, but there's a good 4 or 5 tracks that I was like, I
can I ask a question? Did he try to go like a bit Prince on this album? Because the single sounds very Prince influenced, so I don't know if he kept
a little
that vibe
bit, but
I
feel like Miguel's always dipped his toe in that.
He's always dipped into different vibes.
Anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like he's always been dipping into the Prince vibe anyway. So yeah, he did a bit, but
up tempo like Prince. Then up tempo Prince, because that's what the single. That's all I could think of.
No, not so much. Not so much.
I remember.
Not so much.
I blocked someone on Twitter back in the day for saying that Miguel's the next Prince.
Wow.
I said, you're bugging. I just blocked them straight off the bat.
Like, it's cool if they're influenced by someone, but to say they're the next.
I told you guys how I feel about that. I told you guys how I feel about that. That the next thing. It's not. It's cancelled. It's not happening.
Statement. Like,
it's just.
I had to block them straight off.
It's not actually possible to be the next Prince.
I think
Prince is the next Prince. When he's
just looking at Miguel, like, just like, not to judge a book by its cover, but you can kind of see like he's like an infusion of so many different things. Like, he dresses like a rock star, but then he's got braids, and then he'll have a nose piercing, but then like I don't know where to put him.
I don't think Miguel knows where to go, to be honest with you.
I don't think he does, because I think his music's been so up and down.
I think that's Miguel's issue, is that he does. No one can actually put him into a box. Like, he doesn't fit anywhere.
I think like artists love that, to be like, well, I'm not in this sound, or I'm not in this box or whatever. But even if you're creating your own sound or your own lane, it's like there has to be something
to put you.
Because I feel like otherwise it's hard to identify with it. So like, you know, like we say,
market you if you're not.
Yeah.
Is it like, it's that thing? Like, say for example, when he did what was the last big single he had a few years ago? It was a Dawn, I think.
What Dawn?
Yeah, Dawn. Like that was huge, but the album didn't sound like that. I wasn't mad. Like I wasn't really feeling the album, but
generally
I'm a bit like that. I think he does great features.
I loved Miguel in his Quickie days. When I first heard Quickie, I was like, yo. And then when I started listening to him, I was just like, no, I fuck with Miguel. And then I went off of him quite a bit. Like that, the album with Dawn, I wasn't.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling the album. The single was huge. That was a banger, but
I know Dawn. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. But then I don't know if it's partly because I didn't have high expectations. But no, it's easy listening. It's easy on the ears.
Talking of high expectations, it's funny because obviously when we finished wrapping up the last episode, the first thing I listened to was No Dope on Sundays by Sahai. And I didn't have any expectations, but
dope album.
It is an absolutely amazing body of work.
Musically, it didn't catch me. I think he's rapping his arse off, and this is what he should have been doing for the last 8 years or whatever he's been signed to Good Music. He said he's been doing a lot of writing behind the scenes, which I can believe, but I don't know. Like, I've got about 6 or 7 tracks saved on my Spotify. The rest I ain't got. And you know what? Even though the track's a banger, it annoyed me when I heard the Pain sample again. Is it? I was just like, oh, what again? Like, I've heard everyone do this. Like, I don't need to hear it again. Love that. But the track works. But it annoyed me when I first heard it, and I had to listen to it again probably about 4 or 5 times, and I was like, okay,
like,
I get it.
The last on my list in terms of the ones that I gravitated to immediately was the intro, the track with Pusha.
The intro, he goes hard.
The intro
to come in like that,
he goes hard.
He grabbed me straight away. I'm listening to. I'm not missing a thing. Even the track with
I got the intro.
What's his name again? Schoolboy.
Yeah, the track with Schoolboy is good. I've got that on here.
New Africa.
Yeah, New Africa's hard. I like Free, 80s Baby, Closer. All of that.
Basis for me in terms of we can.
It's a solid project, to be honest.
The frivolous stuff. He's got something for you there. He's got the girly,
and he's got lyrics, more importantly.
And then he touches certain issues that obviously I feel need to be talked about. And generally, like you said, I haven't really heard him go ham in terms of.
We ain't really heard him.
But in terms of the little times where he has even like just popped up on somewhere random, it's like I wasn't really taking my breath wasn't taken away by anything.
I think again, it's like what Rigg said. He's got that fire in his belly. Like obviously, Joe on Everyday Struggle got onto him, and then he went on the show to like say his piece, and then he's come out with this project. So fair play to him. Like,
so where would you guys rank it in terms of, because 2017 generally has been a very good year in terms of albums. Where would you rank No Dope on Sunday, considering we've had Damn, we've had 444, we've had Rather You Than. Is it Rather You Than
Rather You Than Me? That should have been nominated too. I'm not gonna lie. I understand why it wasn't, but I think that should have been.
When you saying the Grammy list,
Ross's album was sick.
Ross's album was crazy.
I have at the moment Ross's album
it
is
impressed
number 1.
Me, to be honest, and I'm not a fan.
It's the same. I'm not a big
I'm not a fan, so the fact that it impressed me was I forgot about that.
This album is right next to Ross's, because Ross is at the top for me still.
Okay.
But the Sahara.
Yeah, it's right there.
I can't say that because there's been a lot of albums I've liked this year.
You like rap? I didn't like Rhapsody.
You didn't like Rhapsody's?
No, Rhapsody's album ain't in my top 10. I prefer some of her mixtapes to that album. I liked the album, but not enough as in terms of it wouldn't go in my top 10 of this year. I probably have a top 10 of this year.
In my top 10 this year.
I have Ross. I have Kendrick.
Yeah.
I have. It gets difficult after that because then it's down to personal.
Yeah, it's personal preference. I'm not gonna lie. Children of Zeus are right near the top of my list this year. Personally, the Jazzy Jeff, Glenn Lewis album, Chasing Goosebumps, is right up there. Ross's album is there. Kendrick's there. I'll probably put Jay's in there. The only issue for me is that it's a great album, but I don't think it has as much replay value because
Jay's wouldn't go in mine.
It wasn't as I don't know. It's a weird one for me.
I like Jay's album, but it's a mood. It's a mood album.
That's the thing. That's why
it's not. You can let it rock.
It's not tons of like replay value, but yeah, there's a lot.
I have Stormzy in mine.
It dropped out of mine. I'll be honest. I don't like it as much as I initially did. It's still a very good album, but it's just not hitting as much for me. Wretches will probably go in there for me for the most part.
Wretches album.
Wretches album is solid.
But generally, on the whole, it's been a very good year for.
I think it's been a good year for music.
Yeah,
there's been a lot of trash, but then it's been counteracted by a lot of good music coming out.
A lot of good music out.
And a few artists have actually kind of got their shot this year as well.
Yeah, there's a lot been happening in the music this year. The underground scene's been bubbling.
Big time.
Rap, R&B.
I think a lot of these
it's been bubbling hard, man.
A lot of these like these SoundCloud heads have just got a shot out of nowhere, like which is like good. Most of them have been grafting for time, but a lot of them have like popped up doing shows in London and stuff. Who else? Like Brent Fires, like he's kind of exploded out of nowhere after being on Gold Link single.
Yeah, I'm not sure where I put him.
I don't know where I put him. I still can't put his album in my top 10, but I like him as an artist. I like him.
I like his sound.
That round kind of leads me onto something that I did want to talk about. Friday on Elm Street.
Yeah. Straight out of the gate, 12 tracks. 2 of them feature Future, which is Stand Up and the remix. So automatically take them out of rotation because that don't count. They shouldn't even be on a Fab and Kiss album. Then the 2 tracks with Swiss. Theme music is hard, and Swiss actually produced that.
Theme music's hard.
Yeah, the other track,
that's my favourite track.
Yeah, the other track, I Pray, features Swiss on the hook, which ruined the song for me, but the rest of it was sick. So to me, personally, I've got 7 or 8 out of the remaining 10 tracks that I will definitely listen to. Soul Food, banger. Can We Talk About It, banger. Theme music, banger. Ground Up, I find very good. I can't class it as an out and out banger, but I think it's a very good song.
I think it stops there still.
And Principles, I wasn't really fucking with. The intro was hard. I don't, that can't be debated for me.
What's wrong with Guy, talk, Guy.
I'm gonna let Ashley.
But the thing is, I know his point, and his point's valid, but it doesn't carry forward now. He's got a very valid point. Very, very valid point. Because I addressed him in the week on it. I was like, what's your problem?
Let's go.
Square up, man.
In terms of, alright, Jadakiss are fabulous. Exclude Nas and Jay-Z, yeah, from the equation. If you're talking people that have consistently been rapping at a high level, they're right there, innit? Yeah. I wouldn't say they're on top but in terms of rappers that are popular and have had reasonably I won't say commercial success, but
they've had reasonable success.
They've had reasonable success, and they can actually rap.
I'm sure they're not scraping for the next dollar.
People that we revere in terms of the culture generally. Yeah. Like for me personally, Fab's one of my favorites. Kiss not so much, but I rate Kiss highly. In terms of Kiss is like.
Kiss was Mr. Consistent for about
10
50
years. Yeah. You could never say that you've heard a shit Kiss verse. The last 5 years, I've heard a lot of shit Kiss verses. However, what sparked?
Define a lot though.
What?
Define a lot though.
Kiss. I'm not gonna lie. I'm one of those people.
There's been a few.
I watch.
There's been a few.
I don't think I've heard a shit Kiss. I've heard mediocre Kiss verses.
Kiss.
Do you know what? I tell you, the one that started it. The one that started this whole thing about. Not just that. So Consignment was the project.
There was a period of time where Kiss would go in the booth with anybody that had peace.
But there was one verse in particular.
Anybody that could afford a Kiss verse.
But that's what I'm saying. I was saying that mediocre. It was like
there was one that was it was terrible. It was the Kanye remix of the Chief Keef song.
That's that shit.
I don't like. Yeah, I don't like that. And what did he say?
I don't like Kiss on those kind of rhythms.
What did he said? Something proper dumb. It was like jean jacket with the sleeves off.
It was wild for Kiss. It was definitely wild for Kiss.
Nah. Like, and
I've been having this battle with Kiss.
I'm thinking about the Joe Budden jean vest or something.
Yeah, do you know what it is? Yeah, for me, Kiss for a minute before that was just coming in that just like,
he was on everything.
Like anybody that would pay for a Kiss verse, he'd be in the video. Like, I mean, like you're Jadakiss. Like you're above it. Like there's certain people that you should just not be.
I don't know if it's Jada. Did I see him in one of those videos? Is that one of them little rich white kids or something?
He's been on everything.
Yeah, definitely.
It was some shit like that. I was
He's been in some crazy shit.
I'm like, you're Jadakiss. Like you shouldn't be here. Like this
ain't for you.
He's so pissed off.
Like, so I've had that internal battle. So then
it's staying up though.
You had the Consignment mixtape I weren't fond of. Then there was another
Consignment had a one banger in it though. It was Without You.
I just wasn't fond of. And it's like, so then let's bring it along in the timeline. We had the Friday night freestyles. And
both tapes are hard. Fab and Kisses.
Like what I would expect from those two artists.
That was premier level rapping.
People will always say Fab tries to stay relevant by appealing to a younger audience. Cool.
Yeah, social media
that particular
captions
tape
with his bars
is some of the best rapping that I feel he's done, alongside with Soul Tape and obviously the Young OG project.
Definitely.
So although a lot of it was going over old beats and stuff, and they were freestyles, there wasn't really any real song structure, but he was going hard for bars. And Kiss was back to where I expect Kiss to be. So off the back of that, now that was 2014. We're now in 2017.
And that was what sparked
the
Freddie v Jason project. Yeah.
So for me, they've like number one, like obviously you said you didn't have high expectations. I
didn't. My high expectations.
The songs that they've had together.
Yeah, but my high expectations are I'm not having high. My low expectations are based on if an album comes out with an artist I like, unless it's a certain artist that doesn't have any restrictions or anything to cater to. If it's an independent, if someone like Odyssey comes out with an album, or someone like Tom Misch, his albums come out next year, like fine, that's R&B pop type, but he doesn't have any criteria to hit or anybody to please. It's just, this is what I make and this is what I'm putting out. So then I will have high expectations. Fab and Kiss under Rock Nation and Def Jam, after almost 3 years of talk and hype, was never going to be 10-12 tracks of straight New York rap that we all want to hear. If I could get, as I said, I discounted the feature tracks. They don't exist to me. I deleted them.
And the French track.
And the French track. That was the other track. The French track's terrible as well.
Oh my god.
So I've got 7 out of 10 tracks. I'm cool with that. That's more than half of the album I can listen to. Cool. I'm cool.
My expectations were high.
The classic.
By the way, it's sad that I have to feel like that, but I do.
Like in terms of,
I feel like that's how I feel in general about music.
You lot have been teasing this project for like 18 months, innit? Like it's supposedly meant to have been done. Like you said, they're artists that don't really have anything to prove, innit? Yeah. So I wanted Freddie versus Jason.
Yeah.
This isn't Freddie versus Jason.
On that note, though, I think some of it. I think part of the hold up, they won't say it, sample clearances and legal issues. The whole Freddie versus Jason thing, even though they still went out dressed like Freddie versus Jason during the promo run, and they kept brief elements of the Freddie Jason vibe, like Jada kept mentioning it. The intro was obviously like that, and 4 or 5 tracks on the album, you heard the kill sound throughout it. Things like that.
Could actually use the Freddie and
they didn't use it to the max.
So then
just rapping it.
I don't care about the politics, bro. Just rapping it.
But you know what? When you say that, when you look at Jada and Fab, their albums have always kind of been like that.
Yeah.
But
so this, for me, this is why I was looking forward to
their mixtape.
Yeah.
Their albums have always they've always been 2 artists that we've always said, you don't have to cater. You don't have to cater that much on your album.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't really looking for anything different for their joint album. I kind of knew what to expect.
Yeah. But what did you think of it?
I thought it was good. I thought it was quality.
Yeah.
thought it was quality still.
I'm disappointed.
I thought it was quality.
I think that
Riz is the only person I know that's disappointed.
I think that you need to lower your expectation.
I don't generally have high expectations.
But of this you did.
But of this particular project, I was looking forward to some.
Do you know what?
I was sorry that they hurt your feelings. I don't think it's as bad. I don't think it was as bad as you feel it was.
Alright, I don't know about anybody else in the room, but this is Fab and Jadakiss. I remember off the top, first listening, I remember 2 bars from the whole project. And Ash can attest, it doesn't take me long to like verses.
Yeah, but I think you were probably you say that, but I think you were probably more bothered by some of the music, because personally on the first listen I probably had about 5 or 6 quotes from Fab and 2 from Kiss, and even now with extended listening I don't have many more from Kiss, and more from Fab are sticking out to me.
So who got the better of who is what I also want to get to as well.
Overall,
yeah,
Fab. Some people will disagree with me, but overall I think Fab. However, the intro, Kiss one, and
I think the only track that I would give them a proper like run at each other in terms of that, I don't feel that this project was made like in the most organic fashion.
No, it wasn't. I think they started it like that. That's what I think, because if you say for example you're talking about like competitiveness, I guess. Nothing on this album
apart from the track with Tiana.
I think it even lacked some chemistry as well.
It lacked some chemistry. I think the intro and the Tiana Taylor song, but other than that, nothing sounds like The Hope on Soul Tape 3, for example. That they were clearly trying to out rap each other. There wasn't any conversation or like, oh yeah, let's see what he's gonna write or whatever. Like,
yeah, I didn't feel like that was the point of it. Like, upon listening to it, it didn't feel like we're trying to, it's a competition. It felt like we're collaborating. That was it.
So then what's the purpose, isn't it?
What was the purpose?
And that's, you know, that's my criticism of Kiss actually now.
What's the point?
Is that where he's been Mr. Consistent and he's always had lyrics, and apart from he had a lull for literally about 4 or 5 years, is that now when I listen to Kiss rap, I know what's coming next more often than not. As soon as he says one word, there's only going to be another 1 out of 4 or 5 words that's going to rhyme with.
He's gotten complacent as well, though.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's because we've listened to Kiss for so long that it makes it easier to figure out what's coming next, or if it is just that.
I think he's complacent.
For me,
I do.
Kiss is steadily rapping himself out of the top
10. I wouldn't go that far, but yeah.
He's rapping himself out of the top 10. I look at the last Locks project. How can that after you've been away since 2000? Yeah, you haven't put out an album since 2000.
Yeah, and Sheik's got the hardest verses on every track.
No, but you know what? Saying that, people underestimate Sheik.
We've been vocal about this.
Yeah, we've said this.
You go back and listen to a lot of those posse cuts. Yeah. You listen to a lot of those Locks tracks.
Yeah.
Sheik is
especially especially the singles.
Sheik does have the most to prove. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's how he comes up the hardest. Is that he's got the most, because he's always getting buoyed off. I think that he does have. He comes like actually.
They've like, if you watch interviews with the Locks, they will like Kiss and Styles will always make jokes about Sheik because. You know, how many tracks have we heard Kiss and Styles go back to back on? And even like they were big singles like J-Lo stuff and Mariah Carey and all of that, where Sheik was nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
And Kiss has said it today, goes, Sheik must be rich. He must have been rich this whole time. Yeah. Because he never wants to do anything. He doesn't want to do back to back. He doesn't want to do these tracks. He doesn't want to do that. And he's not saying it like a beef or nothing. He's like, but you don't want to do it. And Sheik's like, well, yeah, I want to spend time with my family. I want to do this. I want to do that. So I think because he's always been out of the public eye, the natural assumption was that, okay, well, obviously Kiss and Styles are miles better than him. I mean, I still think they're better than him, but Sheik has given more than a good enough account of himself. When I listen back, like I think there was a point in school where I was like, nah, Sheik's whack. But then when I actually listened back a couple years later, and I consistently did over the years, I was actually not like some of my favorite.
Both of them on a lot of tracks.
Yeah, on some of my favorite Locks tracks or some of my favorite features in there. She's got some of the best verses, even the pop single or popular singles. All About the Benjamins. Sheik's verse is hard. Okay. Last Day, Sheik's verse is hard. All of the recent stuff, Sheik's verses are hard.
That album, Sheik did shine though.
Even Ride or Die Bitch, all of everything they're like known for as the locks and singles. His verses are hard. Maybe some of the album cuts,
She's underrated, but you know what it is? It's just because Jaden Stars are so great. It's not that they're not good. It happens when you're standing.
And they've got the star power as well.
It's hard. It's same with that Outkast. That Big Boy is better than
1,000% agree.
I think a lot of rappers, but because he's standing next to Andre,
I think that's the problem.
Look at him like he's but you put him next to in the room with somebody else. And he's better than
I definitely had a period of time where I didn't rate him.
I didn't used to rate him, and then when I proper checked it, I was like, hang on.
When I actually re-listened,
he's actually
because you know what the thing was, when I was listening to Outkast, because Dre was so like out there and like he seemed like he was gone clear on any track.
You got drawn in by Andre, innit? But when you actually take the time to listen to Big Boy, that boy raps his ass off.
But I think at the same time, without Big Boy being there,
Andre wouldn't be where he is.
You wouldn't be able to follow Andre out there.
No, 100%.
Because he'd be in the cloud.
I think they counter each other, and that's why it works.
Yeah, Big Boy brought you back to the hood. He's going to talk about his whip. He's going to talk about the pimping, the trap, this, the that. Yeah. And then Andre can give you some spaced out alien thing.
And be like, I'm an island peninsula.
That Tribe Q-Tip was more abstract.
And Fife was
brand level.
The New York 5-footer.
You need that kind of balance. You know what I'm saying?
So, talking of projects, obviously you've just released a project. Would you like to kind of give us a bit of
promo?
How long was you working on it? Like, what was your
I want to know some details behind this.
Going into it.
The inspiration came from Budge. Because I'm just a fan of Budgie, innit? Like, he's my friend, but I know him, but I'm just a fan of him anyway. So every time he drops something, I'll be like, blood, like, you're a legend. He'd be like, you're a legend, blood. I'm thinking, like, you don't understand, fam. I'm saying, like, your music his music's crazy, fam.
No, it is.
So he'd been doing this Panty Soakers project. First one come out, I held him up for that, this thing's crazy, blood. It's mad. He was like, give thanks. The next one come out, I was like, fam, this thing's crazy, you're going mad. He was like, fam, I need to hear you on one of these beats or something, fam. I was like, you're just like, I got you, man, I got you. Never really thought nothing of it, because I never had that inspiration in my gut at the time to really be doing anything like that. So then, I don't know, I was just used to listen to his instrumentals, just listen to them and be writing stuff in my head, you're just humming melodies and stuff, bars and whatever. So I actually started writing some stuff. I went studio and ended up banging out 10 of them in a day. I hollered him, I was like, I just banged out 10 of your 10 tunes over your beats. He was like, what? Send them through. I sent them to him. Waited for a little while, I was thinking, right, don't you like the things or something? You're waiting to hear back from someone. And it's like, then you message me back, it's like, these things are it's crazy, fam. I was like, bless, man. I was like, need to get some ears to this and just put it out. But I kind of wrote it as a project. That's why it's called PS, because the Panty Soaker thing as well. But it was like a little message project. I write everything as projects. I don't really write
as singles or something.
I don't really write loose tunes too tough.
So tell us a little bit more about you in regards to like how long have you been
rapping?
Because Shakira had a comment last time where it's like, raw.
I've been rapping shit. Actually, just writing. I don't know, probably since I was about 7 or some shit like that, man.
So you've been at this
right?
For quite a
actually being out there, like out in the scene and all that. I don't know, probably about since 2000, 2001.
Yeah, because I noticed one of your comments in the track was like, we should have done this back in 04 or 05. I was like, what is that?
I first met Budgie like outside Bill Real,
bro.
And he used to have his just like, it was ages ago. He used to have a Walkman out there. It was either a Walkman or a mini disc. With his headphones and that. This is when none of us were anybody. You get me? We were just out there in the scene and that. But I remember he always used to be out there. And one time I was like, right, that what do you do or whatever? And he was like, oh, he makes beats. And I listened to some of his beats, and they were crazy from back then. From back then, man used to call them baby alchemists. Like, me and my used to call him that baby alchemist, because it was like, right, he had that. Right. It's crazy that he started working with alchemists.
When I was reading up about it, they said that he's basically his mentor and stuff. And obviously now they've done the 2 good book projects as well. Yeah, man. Which to state for the record, Budgie's half is actually better than Alchemist. Significantly better on this album.
I felt that on the volume 2.
Yeah, definitely significant. There's a lot of tracks that proper stick with me.
But a lot of people don't know. A lot of this, I know he might not even come out and say it because he's a humble youth, you get me? But a lot of this gospel influence that you hear in the music is down to Budge. Like, Budgie was doing these digging gospel.
Yeah,
the only person
I was reading
that
about
was just going hard digging gospel. So strictly gospel. You just be like, right, it's just gospel 4 or 5s. And he was doing these mixtapes and all that, and these little projects where he'd be chopping up certain gospel loops that you hear in other people's songs.
Just from his cuts.
Yeah, they first appeared on his little tapes and all that.
I was doing research on it the other week because I was trying to find out more of his shit, because I held my hands up and I was like, do you know what? Because I'd always known the name and I'd heard a couple tracks in there, but I've never fully looked for him or really checked for him. I've heard a few bangers, and then obviously I knew he was in Living Proof with Snips and Rags and that, so I knew the name, but I never really followed up. And then I think I heard that was it. I heard the single, the In and Out single with Emma V off of Good Book Volume 2, and I'm a fan of Emma V anyway, so when I heard that I was like, bro, who's this? What's this? And then it said it was the Good Book and it was Budgie, and I went back and listened. Then after that I just tried to find as much as possible of sick. What was out there.
It's sick. That's one of my favorites.
It's that kind of, that I don't want to compare him, but it's the only thing I can think of in the terms of the way of sampling is similar is Madlib. Because they both, in the sense of, it's not strictly, it doesn't have to be a 5-second chop, or this doesn't have to be chopped 10 times. You might have a whole loop and then have stuff chopped in between and stuff. And now, where I used to make beats, when I listen to his shit and I'm like, where's the chop in this? Because I know you didn't just loop a track for 2 minutes. I try and catch where it is, because obviously they've got to be careful with sample clearances and stuff as well. But when you're digging for gospel and all that, I think you're alright. But
that's a question I wanted to ask as well. Obviously, you know that whole stigma behind being a SoundCloud rapper. Like, what?
A SoundCloud rapper.
Like, in terms of how, like, is it something that you kind of, I wouldn't say struggle with, but in terms of our last episode, we was talking about just putting out music and, like, generally, like, being aware that there is someone that's going to enjoy that. Or, like, how do you feel? Because we made an assumption. We want to know what you feel in regards to, like, is there a reason why you've kind of, I wouldn't say shied away, because obviously Shakira gave me a bit of a background. I know she's been telling me about your mixtape for the past 6 months, but I only heard it like, what, 2-3 weeks ago. So it's like, is there a reason why you kind of shy away from putting out your music, or is it just something you're a perfectionist and you want to kind of make sure everything sounds right?
I wouldn't even say, I don't shy away from putting out music. Like, I put out music.
It kind of sounds like you shy away.
I put out music, but
I'll give you a heads up. He's going to be annoying in this moment.
It has to be right. First of all, it has to be right. Second of all,
but like right for you in terms of how it sounds before it goes out.
It has to be right. I can't just throw out anything. Even sometimes I play someone and they're like, you should just throw this out. I'm like, no, but it ain't finished though. Like, I might have something in mind I want to do with it, or it needs to be in the body of work. Like, even before when you was talking, because I listened to the thing, and even before he was like, when I took down, I made an album called Distance and Power. I produced it and all that.
So you produce as well, yeah?
Yeah. I produce. When I can. I ain't got no equipment, but if you leave me around something, I'll make beats. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I made this album, and I put it up as a one continuous stream, like a cassette kind of.
Yeah.
And then I thought, no, I'm gonna track it out. So I tracked it, and I put it up on SoundCloud. And SoundCloud flipping swiped about 3 of the tunes in it, samples.
Yeah.
I said,
long.
Can't even have it out like this, you know. It's like it's missing that track 7, then track 11. I was like,
it didn't make sense in the big picture.
Like for me, that when I make an album like that, especially because I made it, I need it to be
how you
in proper context.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? So there's the only thing I left up like that. That happened a few times to me. The only thing I left up like that was Project 7. They took a couple songs off. This is all on my SoundCloud, by the way. But yeah, I don't really shy with, because even like I was saying, like I got 4 hours of music on SoundCloud. Like, there's music out there. I still put out music. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was even a time not long ago when I was putting a song out every week on SoundCloud or every fortnight or whatever. But yeah, I'll put out music. It just has to be good. And I think, you know what it is, when you've got a certain respect for the forum that you're coming into, it's different. It's like when you've got a room, you're not going to come in a room with your dirty trainers on. You're not going to bring certain things in your grandmother's room that looks pristine if you look at the room like that. If you ain't got that certain
level of like account, it's like taking accountability for your craft, isn't it? Yeah,
like I'm about the craft first and foremost, you know what I'm saying? So I might even make something and it's like the tune's there, but it's like an in-between tune. I'm like, I don't really like that, but I learned something from making the tune, though. Like, I found a different way to flip this little pattern or something, but I don't like the tune though. So that tune,
it's not down.
It's just in the sketchbook.
Shakira's just sitting there quiet.
Because I'm about the. Because for me, I kind of, what it is that probably contributes to me not putting that stuff so rapidly as well, is because I kind of lost the passion for not the art. It was more, I lost the passion for
the politics side.
Yeah, and trying to get people to like to stop caring. Like if you hear it, I was just like, if you hear it, you hear it. Yeah, my craft's gonna be getting better and rare. I could, you know, you get into that zone. I don't know if you see Mo Better Blues.
Yeah.
You see the zone that Bleak goes through, Denzel, and it's like he gets lost in the craft, kind of. You know what I'm saying? You can get sunk into that. Like, it's easy to get sunk into that if you really have that kind of level of respect for what you're doing and whatever. So that can stop you from releasing stuff as well. Just
so you're saying obviously it won't go out if you don't feel it's right and stuff, but do you, obviously you make it because you make your music because it's a passion, but do you feel like do you even care what people say about it? Because it generally, when people don't put music out,
that's one of the reasons.
It's the main reason is that, well, people don't think it's that good, or people say it's this or that or the other. You don't seem like you come across like that. You don't seem like you're that fussed by what people say. That it's nice to hear when someone says it's good, but you're not like, if someone was to say no, your stuff's shit, like I don't think you would be bothered.
No, not really, because for me to even put it out, I think it's dope anyway.
Yeah.
If I didn't think it was dope, you wouldn't hear it.
Yeah.
Or yet until I make it dope. So nah, I'm not really affected by that. The talk don't, because it's just subjective, isn't it? Everyone's got different tastes. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't expect everyone to like my shit, to be honest. Really, I know if I was chasing that, I'd probably make different music than I make.
Yeah.
Because what I make isn't necessarily
for the mainstream,
the lowest common denominator. Like, it's not. It's more on the side of niche kind of. I've got more of a different lane, which I could probably scoop some of them people into the lane.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Because
if you wanted to,
music's universal. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not really chasing people's approval or nothing like that.
Shakira,
I've never really.
You sound like you're biting your lips.
I've never chased an approval for
I'm letting him talk, that's what.
I've got another question before Shakira lets out whatever she has to say. Alright, so considering you know Mbaji for what, do you say 11, 12 years, something like that, and this is the first time you guys have actually put something out, and you've put it out from a perspective of you had a load of his beats and then vocaled them and then sent it back to him. Is there more to come from you guys as potentially as a duo, even if it's not billed as that? And then 2, would you guys actually? Obviously, I know it's a bit different because he lives in LA now, isn't it? Or is he? Or is he back and forth?
He's
like,
back out there now, so he's over here not long ago.
Yeah, but would you guys actually sit down and, if it was a possibility, actually work together and grow it organically? Because the thing is, this project sounds like it would have. It sounds like it was made for you. It doesn't sound like you just grabbed a bunch of random beats and spit on it.
Give thanks, because that's good if it sounds like that. Because I try to just know what fits
Works
me.
for you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But I saw Budge. I saw him at Living Proof actually not long ago.
Yeah, they had their 10-year anniversary.
We was talking about that. You get me? We had a little catch up and that. Because I ain't physically seen him in time because he's been in the day.
Yeah.
It was mad. I saw him. We had a mad catch up and that, and he was like, "Yeah, we both said it anyway. That we got work to do. That we have to work." So yeah, more is definitely on the way getting cooked up. Yeah,
So
there's a lot of stuff getting cooked up for this year. To be honest, like I got a lot of here's one I made earlier as well. So, a lot of that repeat is going to be going on this year. Like, you're going to be thinking, right, like how's this
just sitting there?
No, not even people might think, right, how's he dropping all this stuff or whatever, but it's been getting furnished. It's been it's there. It's just ready now to come out. You know what I'm saying? And I've got a nice little situation around me. I've got some good people around me. We got my boy Pearlface, Arts, my sister Kyla. I've got some good people around.
So there's a team in place.
Yeah. We got a lot of good stuff moving this year coming. Big up Stush as well. See, this is the thing is that even with music, I've got a love for music just in general. So I could be around music and be
happy and stuff.
Yeah, I could be writing someone else's tune or be writing something on something, and that's giving me my fulfillment. Like I'm getting my satisfaction of creating out of that. You know what I'm saying? So as long as I'm around the creativity of it and I'm able to do that, I'm cool. For the most part, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna lie, it's people drew me back into rapping. Yeah. It's like P will call me and be like, man needs you on this, man needs you on board, man needs you on the boat, but I'm like, yeah, I'm ready whenever you're ready, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's people will draw me back into the thing. Like I even say that P and Kyla, they saved my life with this rapping thing, because I was going through whatever I was going through, and he just drew me back into the rapping thing. Like, he just hollered me. Yeah. Like, come down and whatnot. And that's how I made 7. I made that just sleeping on his couch. I made that in a week, 5 days actually. That was a double disc.
Listened to it.
That was a double disc mixtape. It's like 30 tracks. Yeah, I made that like 5 days on his.
Is that still up?
On his couch. Yeah, that's on SoundCloud.
7,
cool.
6.
I'm gonna listen to it after.
7,
it got
6.
taken down a couple times, but it's on there. It's up there now. They only swipe 2 tunes now, so it's good.
Sick.
But yeah,
Shakira,
Yo.
do you have anything to start your homework?
Do you know, I'm not gonna ask him anything, but I am gonna say it. He knows what I'm gonna say anyway. Just stop being selfish.
She thinks I'm a perfectionist.
He is a perfectionist. He's a perfectionist, because it's got to be right. The thing is, and it sounds, obviously, it's got to be right.
Like, of course.
We understand that.
Saying, isn't it?
But here's the thing.
He's
right. His right, It's like, it's touching levels where it's just like, can you allow it? Like, just...
Yeah, like, sometimes it gets like that, though, because I remember watching even, because you got to be careful with it, because I remember even watching the Tribe documentary, and Chris Light, he was like, Low End Theory wasn't finished. It was like they were still working it. It was like, no, we're not turning it in yet. We've got to do this, and he was saying for months, Chris Light was coming to them, and this would be changed, that would be changed. And it was like, fuck this, and he just took the reel and got it mastered. You know what I mean? And Low in Theory, everyone's like, that's arguably
classic album, best Tribe album, arguably. Not for me, but that's what they say.
Yeah. So, but they didn't think it was finished. Yeah. So certain times it's a matter of perspective.
So you understand them.
So what you're saying is certain times if somebody took your shit and put it out, you'd be cool with it.
No, look at his face. He's just like, don't
funny because I've had stuff that I remember I had one CD floating around my ends, like a bag of tunes that it was called, and it was like half of 2 different mixtapes I was working on. But that got bootlegged, like heavy at one time.
Yeah.
And I just let it live. I was just cool with it because first of all, what you're gonna do in it is once something's getting bootlegged, once people are copying.
Yeah, once it's out there, it's out there, isn't it?
But I let it rock because it didn't sound too bad. But what it did was them 2 projects never got finished.
Yeah.
Because that got leaked, I was like, I didn't want to put out them 2 projects with them tunes on it as well.
Yeah, that people already.
I don't like doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like you probably won't hear 2 songs on 2 different projects. Maybe if I have an EP coming before an LP, some silly shit like that. But I don't like repeating music and all that. Like I'm the type of person that I could make a sandcastle and not care if anyone saw it. Let the thing get washed away, but I'm busy making the next one already.
Wait, sorry, pause. This is what I was
doing. Exactly what Shakira was saying.
Pause. You see, this is where I wanted to get into, yeah? This is where I say the selfishness comes in, yeah? Is that his love is for making music, innit? So because he has a love for the creation, he doesn't give a fuck if we get to hear it or not. And I think that is selfish. I do. I think that is selfish.
It probably is. I'm not even gonna lie. It probably is.
And it annoys me.
It probably is. But I don't know. It's sometimes you just need because you haven't got that internal reason to let people to push that side of it. Sometimes it's just having a reason for it there. Like I said one time I had a lyric on one song and I said on the DAP album I said people asking why I don't rap, I'm asking why I do, because why. So at certain times you just like, why? What's the point of putting that out?
Yeah.
If you ain't got that incentive for it, you know what I'm saying? If that's not your actual focus, some people that's their focus they want it to get big and they want it to have a number one. They want it to have I've never really had that aspiration.
But even if you don't want it to, even if you don't necessarily want it to get somewhere, do you not feel that you should be sharing it? Though?
Yeah, I do. Though. That's what I do. That's what I do. I'd share it. This was my problem. Your friends. No, this was my problem. I'd put music out and all that, but it's like it would only go so far as the circumference of where it is, and that would be cool for me.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't be bothered. It would be someone else that would come to me and be like even the other day, someone rang my phone and was like, there was bugging. There was like, nah, man, you need to do something. You need to get this thing to da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, I was like, raw, for real. Because I don't think like that in my head certain times. Certain times it's just like, alright, I'm busy making the next album in my head. Like, I've all forgot about what I've just put out already. Like, my brain's thinking about this next thing I'm writing. Like, I'm thinking about how I'm going to do this next project. I'm not even thinking about pushing this other one out.
Yeah.
Further than me putting it on a platform where people can hear it.
Alright, because this sounds awfully familiar. And
it sounds just like
it sounds like someone else that I know. Like, you have management by any...
Not management, but I got people.
You got good people around you.
Yeah, I got people around.
We'll talk off there.
and you know what it is as well. You know what it is as well with me, because I've been around the game from like 2001. Like I've been in labels.
Yeah, this is the stuff I wanted you guys to ask me about.
I was working with Raucous, Tommy Boy, and I've seen how all these things operate. I've been in the radio system. I've seen how, and it kind of jades you a bit from even wanting to, you know what I'm saying?
Go down that route.
That's what I can get.
Not even from going down that route, but from
from that side of it, I guess.
Trying to you know what it takes to try to appease a certain
demographic.
Yeah. And certain times you just get pissed off in the fact of, I know myself in it, and personally, as a person, like fuck the artist.
You're not willing to go to certain lengths.
Certain things I just can't deal with. Like even especially in this it's more in this UK realm, you know, because when you deal with people from outside it. Like recently, I'm not even gonna say a name because I don't want to, whatever. But it should be solidified anyway. I got one kind of legendary writer on a project, you know. Mm-hmm. And how humble it was to get her on the thing was just so quick and easy. If she liked the music, she heard the thing, she was like, oh, rah, this brother's sick. No, it's sick, I'm doing it now. Yeah. These UK, it's not that.
But they're moving mad,
isn't it? Like that. I've had writers writers want P's to review your thing and all that. And like the writer ain't nobody.
Yeah, there's a lot of politics, like, there's a lot of backdoor stuff.
But so if you translate that into the other level of thing, I'm a man where if I know you personally, say if I know you from like 2000 and whatever, 2003, like, you used to DJ at shows I was performing at and whatnot. You can't disrespect me on the industry level and think it's not going to be on a personal level as well. Yeah. And I know myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I've put myself in certain situations where you could be having a conversation with someone and they're dealing with you that regular industry protocol, like you were saying.
But I've been knowing you for like 10, 12 years.
You know, man. And the industry protocol is cool, but a lot of people in the UK confuse that with personal disrespect. They think they can disrespect you personally because you're an artist. And
you're gonna just write it off as business, basically.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna write it off as business. I'm gonna punch you up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't put myself in certain situations like that.
Okay.
And that as well can keep you out of.
Yeah, there's a lot of hoops to jump through.
Yeah, that can keep you out of certain doors. You know what I'm saying? It deflates a lot because even that P before the One Dance thing got sampled and all that, the Drake and all that, and Kyler and all that. Like it was the same sort of thing. That man was just like, everyone loves making music. That man's artist at heart, innit? So man's always gonna make music and find a way to maybe sustain yourself off making music. But as far as jumping through the hoops of the game or whatever, it's a lot.
See, I get it.
It's a lot to deal with on a personal level. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like you don't have to do that now because if this project is
now you don't.
That's what I'm saying. If this project is leaning towards the type of stuff you're going to put out, or if that's how you're rapping or the kind of vibe musically you're going in, you could just put it out because there's so many people that I can't say it in that lane, but just whether it's producers or a lot of the beats you hear from certain people in general that are in a whole soulful vibe, like that's really coming back in now as a sound. It went out of the way for quite a long time in my opinion. So it's like you could just put it out and you wouldn't. Fine, if you were to entertain the industry thing a bit, you'd probably get a bit further, I'm not gonna lie, but if you don't do it, your sound would still be able to travel and bubble along and reach the right people. Because I've seen some of the independent artists that I've seen in the last year and a half to 2 years go from literally like being a SoundCloud rapper per se, or producer, beat maker, whatever they want to call themselves, to their first headline show at maybe like Busey Building or the Islington Academy in Angel, things like that, to then going and selling out Village Underground and being on Radio 1 and One Extra and all of this.
It only takes a couple jumps.
Yeah.
That's why that now, like you said, it's a timing thing as well.
Definitely.
I've had some stars aligned for me in the past year or so. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm ready to put my foot forward and do what I'm doing because I've got a couple cheat codes.
I'm so glad that this is recorded, by the way. I'm so glad.
You can play it back to him.
Honestly.
The action replay cartridge and all that. You get what I'm saying? The little Games Master book. I've got something like that. So a lot of stuff. Now I can leapfrog and just jump over. I don't have to go through
certain doors.
Yeah, certain mud. I can steer around that now. So everything's looking up still. Everything up, man. Everything's good. In the next year,
I'm happy.
The next year, I'll even show you something when we finish. Still, you get me. But there's a couple things for this coming year. Some legendary stuff. I've got some legends in my corner. Some legends coming.
So tell the people where they can find some of your shit at. I say shit, but it's not shit in it.
Find the gold that SoundCloud is Rigga Romez, RIGGAROMEZ. Everything is Rigga Romez, really. My Twitter's Rigga Romez. I got an Instagram. I don't really use it. I don't really know how to pattern Insta yet.
Okay,
but
it's a good way of engaging.
No one knows
I followed them on the podcast.
No one knows yet.
Oh, did you?
I need to understand it before I. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm more of a Twitter man, but catch me on Twitter on Rigga Romez. Everything is Rigga Romez. No one else ain't got that name. So, and don't try. don't try pattern no domains with Rigga Romez. You know what I'm saying? That's me. But you can find it there, man. SoundCloud and Read and Write Music. That's Write with a W. Read REID and Write Music. You can get downloads. Download the PS project. You can stream it on there as well as streaming it on SoundCloud. Just listen to it, man. Get your soul soothed. There's some nice stuff on it. You know what I'm saying? It's a break. It's a break from 808s on dropping on the one. Not every tune got 808 dropping on the one. Yes. That's what I kind of figured out. Because I'd put stuff out and people would be like, it's alright, but you need a banger though. You need a banger. I was thinking, what's this banger though? Like, it's all it is an 808 on the one.
Yeah.
There's like a formula now.
That's all it is.
And they do the certain sound with the hi-hats as well. They've always got an intimate rhythm with them. And they chop the chains. Yeah. It's same shit.
It's cookie cutterish. But saying that, I got a project with my boy Skeeler coming out. Skeeler Productions is an ill producer from the ends. You're gonna be hearing more of him still, but he's sick. I got a project with him. I got an album with him done.
So there's stuff in the works ready to go.
That's worked already. that's worked.
So it's just pressing the button, because when he said the project is coming out on the Friday, I looked on his SoundCloud, I looked on his Twitter, there's nothing. I was like, yo, where's the project? He goes, oh yeah, sorry, one sec. and then it was up. I was like, oh okay.
No, it was. I was uploading it, and I did it on private
first, innit? Yeah.
Because I was thinking, right, let me upload it first and see if they swipe any of these tunes off, and I'm gonna have to put it up as one track or some shit. Like.
Yeah.
But they let it live. So thanks, SoundCloud.
SoundCloud,
we've had our issues with SoundCloud.
SoundCloud hates us
with the samples, like killing me. I remember I did a freestyle over one Gangstar beat,
and they click you up for that.
Yeah, they came for me.
Do you know what you should do? Just on this bit, put it on YouTube, because YouTube's copyright policies are so much better. Like all of our videos on YouTube, so obviously where we play music, sometimes where SoundCloud took it down or whatever, on YouTube it stays up, but all that will happen is like you can't make money off the video, or on a very rare occasion the company will be like, no, we want you to delete it, but it's not a big deal. It doesn't go down, it rarely goes down as a strike on your record. Like I post gig footage on my blog channel all the time, and all that happens is maybe out of all the videos I posted, maybe 3 of them have said either the claimant has monetized it so you can't make no money off the ads, or nobody can make money off it and they want you to take the video down, but it's still there.
SoundCloud they kind of shot themselves in the foot
100%.
as well.
They killed themselves with that.
There's a lot of people that right now just fled from SoundCloud because it's hard.
We were looking at options too, like heavily.
I mean, even a lot of stuff that I do
from the time we're on 2 strikes.
If it's a lot of stuff won't even probably be on SoundCloud, or just in the capacity of maybe even snippets or something. But I'm trying to get all the traffic back to readandwritemusic.com. Try to get build up my own platforms, man. Instead of trying to jump in the lanes of everybody else and jump in the river where there's too much boats. I'll just try to, dig out my own thing and push that out, man. But yeah, Read and Write Music, we got some stuff coming, man. Look out for Stush. She's coming real soon. She got some nice stuff coming. Got a video coming to me that yeah, look out for her album project coming soon. Well, she got music innit. She's got music. She got music. Some of the shit that I've heard, I know some people probably thinking, right, I ain't heard from Stush in ages, but she's been working though. But yeah, man, she got some good music coming out. So yeah, Kyla's got some music. So I'm just bigging up my people there. Okay, look out for Kyla.
It's a good opportunity for her jumping off the back of the Drake thing after a while as well.
Yeah, and all that was like, I say the universe works crazy, innit? Because who would have thought? I remember P rang my phone. P rang my phone, hyped up, and he was like, "This is before this One Dance even come out or whatever." He was like, "Guess who wants to sample my tune?" He's like, "What tune?" He's like, "Do you mind?" I was thinking, I don't know. He's like, I'll give you a clue, yeah? I was like, what's the clue? He's like, their business goes through EMI. I was just throwing out bare names. He was like, nah. So I said, who is it, fam? Just tell me who it is. He's like, Drake, fam. I said, Drake? Drake? He wants to sample Do You Mind? He's like, yeah. I'm like, how the fuck did you hear that? You just never know, innit? You never know where your music could go. All them years later, it got sampled, ended up being the biggest song in the flipping world. You just never know. You get what I'm saying?
It's true. This is why you should put your shit out.
It's why my shit's out. My shit's out there.
Whatever.
You go on SoundCloud. You can stay on there till I don't even know what time.
The thing is,
you'll be on there listening for a hot minute. And there's more stuff coming as well.
With that bit, I'll let you off in it, yeah. But you say, oh yeah, I've got this amount of music out there. But when you compare it to the amount of music that you've got made that's not out there, it's bullshit. So don't even try me.
I don't think it's that much of a discrepancy.
Don't even try.
You know what it is? You know what it is? I'm not gonna lie. I've got a couple projects on ice, but they got put on ice for reasons. I've got 2 albums. I've done my album. I've done my homework. You know them youth that did their own work, like way in advance.
Yeah, that's you. Yeah.
That weren't me doing homework, but that's
you with music.
Yeah, like I've got. I don't like having to work on something to put out. Like now, what I'm working on is an album. I'm working on an album with Pearlface out. Got a few other producers on there, but that's going to be coming out next year. So far I've got 2 albums done that's coming out next year for sure, and I'm working on another one that's coming out.
That's a lot of writing.
Be sure to come back when those drop. We can have a little catch up.
Yeah. You lot can give me your reviews and all that. You know what I'm saying? Give me your reviews on the project.
Do you have a song for us to play? Because we have a break section as well.
He's always got tunes.
Yeah.
What, one of my tunes?
You can play one of your tunes if you want.
Wow.
We always play songs from someone either unsigned or something, or just something else we want people to hear. Although obviously we got to be careful because SoundCloud taking down our shit too. So.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I've got a song you can play. Let me see if you should play one of my tunes. I might put someone else up here. Because there's been a lot of good projects come out this year, to be honest, and recently as well. My boy The Fly Hooligan's got an album out called Scum. It's hard. Check out The Fly Hooligan. He's got Westside Gun on the track.
Right. Westside Gun, yeah.
And it's got Hus Kingpin featuring on the track, but it's mostly him, man. But it's hard if you like certain, I'd say vintage rap. I don't really want to call it old school or whatever, but you know, if you like a certain kind of rap, lyricism, yeah, Fly Hooligan's sick, man. Fly Hooligan's sick. I might play one of his things, and this is someone that I came up with as well from years back when I was in Militia Street Team. This birthed a lot of good artists and all that, man. So, what did you play it through? Just off your phone?
Sometimes on the computer, or if you play it off your phone, you can just play it into the mic.
Oh.
Because at least it will sound alright on the podcast, like when you do it that way.
Yeah.
And Ash didn't bring his speaker.
Yeah, I didn't bring my speaker this week.
Ash didn't bring his speaker today.
I'm slacking.
I had to send a shot at you because you're always coming for me.
It's alright, man. So I sent a shot at myself before I left the house. So when I was in the car, I was like, well, I ain't got the speaker.
Alright, so what, I'm going first, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, may as well.
Yeah,
this done before the camera dies as well.
Oh, yeah.
Look. The Fly Hooligan, what go on, my G? He's got a video out, Romero Brian. He's got a few videos out, check them out.
Who produced this?
Make way for the great and the fast lane. Be slave, hustle cocaine. Numb the pain in the brain. Couldn't get the car, support me a train. All modes of transport, even the plane. Niggas mention my name in the billionaire circle. I heard you. Acts of violence beat you to your bloody purple. Run you over with the Merkel, no mercy. Shoot to kill for those who tried to hurt me. High velocity, the guns go off ferociously. Bundles of money for shopping sprees. Pussy smells of potpourri, expensive like a wardrobe by Gianni. From car carney to realty, this rap shit's a game. I'm here to play Monopoly. Monopoly synthesized to auxiliary. Burst capillaries, way beyond art. This here is natural synchronicity. WAV to MP3, MPC, rolling SP. My rhymes are dopey. Illest MC, I know you would agree. Lamari Esquire here forever. By the grace of God alone. Sunny Daytona. That's amazing. Fly Hooligan, check him out, man. His album's hard. Scum.
Alright, cool. We'll run through these last 3 tracks quickly. I got my track. This shouldn't get taken, and it's Apollo Brown and Planet Asia. They got an album called Anchovies, and Apollo Brown did an album with Sky Zoo in the last year as well. But yeah, this is Diamonds.
Sick album.
I like Planet Asia. As soon as I heard the intro, I was like,
check the fly exotic thug shit. Street connected, lawfully elected. Knowledge the aura, my gangsters to be respected. Exclusive everything, allergic to the regular sky dweller. Plain mode, my cellular. 7.5 ounces to bounce and pop up with fly collectibles. With a pretty face lifted off the edibles. Wine bubbly, the grind's ugly. The time is money. From blind summarize to blind gunman. Spot a goonie like me, you got a good eye. 9 out of 10, I'm in line copping a $9 smoothie. Respect the elegance, accept the medicine. Always kept it a buck. Fuck boys can never win.
cool. I'll leave that there though. That's Diamonds, Apollo Brown,
alright.
and Planet Asia.
I'm gonna play a tune by Tiana Major 9. She won like a MOBO Unsung Award in like 2014 or something.
No, I remember the name. In fact, you know why I remember the name? Because SNE's got a song called Tiana Major where he's talking about her.
Yeah, so that's this girl. She released this like earlier this year, but I'm really excited for her to bring out new stuff. I'm gonna play. It's called Merry Go.
Oh, I know this song. I downloaded it time ago, but I downloaded it off SoundCloud, so I didn't have the name and I didn't know who did it.
That's her.
It's just in my phone as Merry Go. Yeah, this song's sick.
Oh, here we go again. This might be the 80th song you'll never hear based on you. I'm stacking paper and it's not the kind in rubber bands. All my free time is spent on you. I feel psychic, I know what's next, but I don't know how the ink's still wet. Maybe my drag crimes are in my head. out my shell? Will it stop the carousel and will my flaws be at rest? This is the part where I try my hardest not to cry, but I still end up with sore eyes. This is like a merry-go, move so fast I can't let go. Will it stop? I never know.
Yeah, man, I'm in that. I was banging this out. I had this couple months ago, I think. Like, you know, I was proper vexing myself. I couldn't remember who did it, and then I didn't know who to find it.
I love this tune.
Alright, got Uris, and then we're out.
This is from someone who's been making music for quite a while. He goes by the name Blacka. He's just released a video for the song as well. That's on Link Up TV. It's called VIP. Nice tropical vibes.
I don't even know what tropical vibes
What does that mean?
Oh,
you know what? But when you said that, I think I know what it's gonna sound like.
There's a certain sound that's out now that if that's what you're gonna class as tropical vibes.
Is it gonna go?
You know what I mean? Isn't it? Everyone's got the same sound.
Bounce in there.
Cause baby, y'all be loving the way how you doing it.
Yeah.
Keep on doing it, then we know doing it. Just shake when you ask that. Stage 1 and 2, yeah, we passed that. Yeah, she love my deep voice with me in the sheets. AJ died when I hit the streets. Mind on my money while she watching me. Call the brown sugar, that's my cup of tea. Cause time's ticking, money's flipping. And I can show you things, all you gotta do is listen. Be loyal and just play your position. Still here, certain niggas wanna catch me slipping. Got something cooking like mommy in the kitchen. Baby's looking sweet when I see that water dripping. Nothing's impossible, just know I'm on a mission. Switching, cause I ain't even worried about your ex. He should be worried about who's coming next. Mind over matter, I'ma put you to the test. I'm a real nigga, baby, down to the flesh. No need to stress because you're fucking with the best. Yeah, I know about you. Yeah, I know about you. I know you heard about me. I know you heard about me. Cause when you're around me, baby, everything VIP. Everything VIP. How you fitting those G's? How you fitting those G's? Guaranteed. I'm up in you down, baby.
Yeah, so yeah, that's Blacka. VIP. Check out the video on Link Up TV.
Cool.
Tropical vibes, as I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's us, guys.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Don't forget to check out the YouTube. Hit us up on Twitter. BRL_.
Everything is BRL _podcast.
I don't know the Twitter, but yeah, use the hashtag, guys. Beats Rhymes Life Pod.
Yeah, shout us, give us feedback, let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Special thanks to our guest today as well.
Give thanks for having me,
through.
man. Give thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for even talking about the project and all that.
I
appreciate it.
Good music is good music, though.
Anyone that listens, I appreciate the time, you know. Give thanks, yeah.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, and we're out. Peace, love, and
Peace.